the whole story.
Yeah!
Was a long time ago now. Oh, perhaps 40 years ago, I suppose.
Tracy! Tracy! Tracy!
I only have one man when I come here. And he's the best.
Don't tell me. Who's been making that moonshine? Same people. What makes the sunshine?
Legacy? My chairman got no interest in it, you know. And when I'm gone, so is my music.
Everyone could die. Why do we have to keep this from everyone? If we told them what was going on, that they could prepare for the worst. Roger!
The footage you're seeing now speaks for itself. No words of mine can describe the horror that happened today, this 11th of September 2001.
And we continue to live out our lives as dreamers, because for us, the impossible is possible.
So open up, St. Peter, and let us in.
Promise I'll take better care of the rest.
Wild bear? Vicky, you know damn well what I saw, wasn't it?
What the hell are you doing?
Robbing you?
How many of your people are left? You don't know?
Captain's been shot! Make for him!
There has been a murder!
Who bit the biscuit?
Good evening and welcome. Tonight we celebrate a remarkable creative journey through 15 years of producing the CNA Digital Filmmaking Program's Intersession Film projects. Since its inception in 2011, this intensive semester experience has brought together students, faculty, and professionals to produce ambitious short films that tell powerful Newfoundland and Labrador stories. Over the next hour, we'll revisit the original program, hear from instructors and alumni, and look back at some incredible films that helped define it. From historical dramas to deeply personal narratives, these productions have helped kickstart the careers, built a filmmaking community in Stephenville, Newfoundland and Labrador, and continue to grow. Let's begin with a look at how that journey began.
"'Twas the fairies that took them, they say. And not those pretty little pixie things with the wings and all.
Where you going, Andy?
No, something much scarier than that. Doing the work of the devil."
Joining me now is digital filmmaking instructor Keith Bunnell, who helped shape the Intersession Film project from the very beginning. Keith, welcome. How are you doing?
Good to be here, Mr. McKenna. Good to be here.
Well, I must say from myself, Peter, the instructors, and the students, so good to have you in. You were instrumental in the Intersession semester becoming what it is today. So I'm wondering if you can take me back to 2011. And how did this ambitious semester come to fruition?
Well, prior to 2011, we did have Intersession Films, but they weren't all that ambitious. And
up until 2011, and I attribute that I was kind of this that point. I was kind of the senior instructor, for lack of words, and Peter Buckle got hired on, great filmmaker from Corner Brook, and he was instrumental between him and I. He had a lot of new ideas, and we should do just one solid film. Students should be involved in writing it from beginning, middle, and end. And everybody would be allotted a job to do, and everybody got all excited about it. And we had help from the community, Air, Sea, and Rescue in Stephenville Crossing, Barishwa Brook, for example, loaned us a trailer for the actors to change wardrobe in. And we had so much help from the community also. And the film became very, very good. I thought it was the best one that we ever did, for sure. And I still like it. I still watch it occasionally when I don't have anything to do. And it still holds up for me. And we shot all night, actually. We planned to wrap about 12 at midnight, and we shot. It was light in the morning. Light was coming in the morning by the time we finished. And it was quite successful. And Peter was instrumental in, he suggested that perhaps we screen it at the Arts and Culture Center. And I was like, ooh, Arts and Culture Center, I don't know if we're ready for that yet. But, you know, it's going to cost us money, and, you know, what if nobody comes? And Peter, without a beat, replied, we will never know unless we try. And we screened it at the Arts and Culture Center, got almost a full house and a standing ovation. And ever since then, we've been gung-ho straight ahead.
Well, that is very interesting to know how it all began. I'm wondering, you've been an instructor for so long, and your career as a filmmaker goes back decades. The intersession semester to the students, why should they do it? What do they get from it?
Well, it's just exactly the same, only there were instructors involved, as you would work in industry on a, for lack of words, real movie set, a professional movie set. And they get all this experience, and because the instructors are there, if they need guidance throughout that. But when they leave, and they do 2 intersession films in the 2 years, they're involved in 2 intersession films, and when they leave the program, I think they're well suited to enter the film industry, not only in the narrative thing, but in documentary also.
Well, Keith, I want to just say, thank you so much for coming in today. I greatly appreciate it. The students appreciate it. The other instructors, it means the world to have you in today. And thank you so much, sir.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
I let you know, तेरी सॉ Lamborghini दबा दूँ, let you know, तेरी सॉ Mexico सैर करा दूँ, तेरे पीछे पीछे आवा किते होर ना मैं जावा रहा तेरे दर मूरे पावे बड़ियां ने थामा, सुनियां है पावा, रुकियां हवावां विषे होर भी बतेरे पर तेरे ते ही गई आउंदी let you know, तेरी सॉ अखी नींदर ना पैंदी let you know, तेरी सॉ मैनू होर कोई ना पाउंदी.
The program continued to grow with powerful historical storytelling. Here's a look at 2 films about important historical figures, the 2013 A Maddie Mitchell Story and the 2015 film Emil's Legacy.
Why would a wealthy man like you come all the way back to Newfoundland for pearls?
Well, I only hire one man when I come here. He's the best. Mr. Mitchell? This sure is beautiful country.
You ever come to my camp again, you die.
Hi, Emil!
Oui, Papa?
Yeah, I got something for you.
Say it when you're ready.
Tell me about that fiddler. He's pretty good, eh?
It was incredible. Couldn't even tell you what kind of music he was playing. Must be French.
We're making a record.
Good for you. You hear that, Rita? What are you called again?
Rita?
Don't mind if I do.
Emil, we're going to Toronto, England, Ireland, France.
We want you to come with us.
I can't.
Ma Mandalay, oh, the only that I ose. Oh, the
I have to spend time with my children while I can.
For God's sakes, man, stop thinking about money for a minute and see the big picture.
Money is the big picture.
It's all about the music, man.
I'm happy to be joined by a close personal friend and fellow graduate of this program, Mr. Michael Fenwick. Michael, welcome. So good to see you.
Thanks, John. Great to see you.
Yes. Well, I got to say, first of all, you're a graduate of the program. What do the Intersession Films mean to you?
Well, the Intersession Films, believe it or not, when I was studying here, my first Intersession film wasn't my first Intersession film. I actually acted in a film before that. And so I had a little bit of experience with what the Intersession Films were. And then, of course, when I graduated from the program, was in between years at that point. I was the first AD on Maddie Mitchell, and I was the editor as well. And I really enjoy doing Intersession Films. I find that it's a great opportunity for the students to put into practice what they learned. And for myself, it's great fun. I love doing it. It's so much fun. There are long days. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes there's huge challenges, but every second is just a blast. So I love doing it.
I was going to say, for Maddie Mitchell's story, that's a great little segue you just said in. It's a blast. Maddie Mitchell's story, filmed all in Grossmore National Park, 3 hours away from our home base here in Stephenville. What was that like, filming so far away from the college?
Oh, it was an adventure. We stayed at the Marine Station in Norris Point, and we were out filming in various parts of Grossmorn. The final day, which was our night shoot, it poured rain, and we had the most fun, I think, that day. It was the worst conditions. It was freezing cold. It was pouring rain. We were shooting some of the best scenes of the film. It was just so much fun. And to go to Grossmorn for the whole shoot, not just a couple of days, but the whole shoot, was a great experience. I loved it. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. It's really cool to hear. And you came back after being a graduate of the program. Yeah. You wrote and directed Emil's Legacy.
Yes.
Can you tell me about what that experience was like, if you can sum it up, if at all?
That was, I'm from the area where Emil's from. I'm from the Port Peninsula. I saw Emil play when I was a kid. I knew his daughter when I was young. She's the same age as me. We used to hang out a little bit. So I had a lot of connections to Emil. And when they asked me to to direct it and then to write it, I was thrilled. Now, it was a challenge to write. I had to do a bit of research and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, I love directing. I think it's one of my greatest joys to direct, and to do it at my old school was just excellent. I mean, the year before, I worked on that one as well, The Familiar Stranger. I think it was the year before that. And I did costumes and makeup. So to go from that to directing, that was quite a leap. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. I gotta say, your film Emil's Legacy is one of my absolute personal favorites of all 14 that have come out. And you know, my hats are off to you on that wonderful piece of art that you brought to life. I want to say now too, you know, I got just to let our audience know, what have you been up to? What do you do now? Like, what's going on?
Well, I'm an instructor at the college, so I've come full circle. After I graduated, I went away and worked a little bit. Mostly the St. John's. I think the first thing I did after I graduated was I did a Christmas show for Eastlink, and I did the whole thing myself. It was a show with some of the STF people. We're doing a Christmas show, and they let me shoot it. I sold it to Eastlink, and from there on, I just kept working. I was working constantly in film, because the big question when I took the program was, where are you going to work? Is there going to be work? And there hasn't been a time really. I think I had maybe 6 months where I wasn't working in that whole, how many years has it been now? 12 years. In that whole 12 years, there was really only one point where I wasn't working. It actually got to the point where I was turning stuff down on occasion. And I would do something in St. John's, and then I came here to do an Intersession when I did Off Course. I was just off working on a TV show in St. John's, and then as soon as I finished Off Course, I was working on something else. Sometimes I'm working for the French Association in mainland, doing a lot of their video stuff, their promos. After Intersession is over this year, I'll be out in mainland working for them again. So there's lots of work if you have the skills that are needed. And it turns out having these skills in this area is very, very useful.
Michael, I want to say it's an honor to have you in. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you for the inspiration and the continued love of film you give to all of us.
Thanks, John.
Settle down, settle down. We have a new student joining us today, Maggie March.
To understand an author's purpose and tone, first identify.
She gave a read!
Welcome back. Right now we're going to talk with another graduate of our program, Jill Daw, who worked on the Intersession film entitled The Familiar Stranger, which was a foretelling of a local celebrity named Mosey Muir here in the Stephenville, Bay St. George area.
You're Mosey Murrin, aren't you?
That's right.
You got any stories?
Well, did you hear about the big spider they caught down Boswalis last week? 16 feet long, he was.
What you want and what you need are two separate things.
Hey, so right now we're going to be talking with Jill Daw, another former graduate who worked on the 2014 Intersession film, The Familiar Stranger. Jill, tell me, looking back, what stands out to you the most about working on that film?
I think that what stands out to me most is how much of a difference like the Intersession film made to us feeling like a team and like really working together, because before that obviously some of us had worked together on different people's films, but it was a much smaller crews. So it was like a first taste of working with a bigger crew. But yeah, I really have lots of fond memories of us working together as a team.
And are there any behind the scenes moments or stories that you could still remember?
Yes. The time I got second-degree burns from not wearing sunscreen, working like, I don't know, 8 or 10 hours outside. So yeah, hot tip, definitely wear sunscreen when you're working outside. Yeah.
And in what ways did the Intersession semester prepare you for the industry?
Like, it's hard for me to remember exactly how many shoot days we had. I don't know if you remember. But it definitely was the first time that we had longer than a 2-day shoot, you know, for our own individual projects. So the longer days and the longer stretch of days is much more like it is even on smaller projects in the industry. Having a bigger crew and also having actors that you're really treating like a cast, as opposed to, you know, not that we didn't treat all the actors well, but you know, there's only so much you can do when you have literally no budget and the smallest crew possible. So just having those sort of like respect for new locations, all those types of things, that was the first opportunity that we had, I think, for the most part, to, you know, be in other people's spaces and trying to treat locations well, and yeah, crew and whoever else was around.
Perfect. How did your career journey unfold after you graduated?
So it took me maybe a year and a half to get in with my first opportunity, which was a free internship, but I think it's really important to take whatever opportunities are put in front of you, because that free internship was with Allison White, and she has helped me get every single job I've ever gotten over the last decade that I've been working here. So I worked after I got the, you know, free internship with her. I worked on a season, maybe half a season of Frontier, season 2, and then I started working as Mary Walsh's executive assistant for 8 years. But in that time, I also got to produce 2 shorts, and produce and be production coordinator on 4 seasons of The Mrs. Downstairs, a web series with Bell 5. And the last year, I've been working on the Untitled Newfoundland project with Netflix. I did that all last spring to fall in the office there with the locations department. And I just finished wrapping on Oddly Flowers, a feature film with Jordan Canning that she directed and wrote. I was in the production office on that one too. So yeah, it's been a really exciting 10 years. Lots of different opportunities, more than I mentioned, but yeah, it's been a exciting ride.
That's wonderful, Jill. Is there a project you've worked on that you're especially proud of?
I would say there's, you know, it's hard to answer that because there's things that are so different that I'm proud of for different reasons, but the thing that I would say misses downstairs, just because it was an enormous labor of love, but such an exciting project that has taken me over probably 5 or 6 years between the 4 seasons we had, creating it, still finishing it up now, but really getting to see like a full project from creation to realization, and having it viewed by so many people. And I think, I don't want to speak out of turn, but as far as I know, we're still the highest rated show on Bell 5, most views of any show on there. So yeah, really proud of that one.
Jill, finally, what advice would you give to a current student going into their very first Intersession semester?
I would say work hard, work together. Sometimes that can be frustrating with, people you're around all day and everything, but just do your best. It's a really short amount of time, but it's a project that might live on to be celebrated 10 years later, or 12 years later, or 15 years later. It's really, it's your first taste of what it's really like to work on a set in a really practical way. And especially having like a longer term experience at whatever role you're given in the project. I think it's important to just give it your all. It's not for a very long time, so just do your best, work together, and work hard.
Jill, thank you so much for joining us today. It means the world to us. And we'll be right back after this break.
ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਭ ਅਸਲੇ ਉਸਲੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਓ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਤੀ ਬਹੋਰ ਦੂਜੀ 12 ਦੀ ਕੀ ਸਿਫਤ ਕਰਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਯਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ। ਡਰਾਕੋ ਕੱਢੀ ਬਾਰ ਮੂਰੇ ਖੜੂ ਕੁਣ ਦੱਸ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਮਹਿੰਗੀ ਕੋਲੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਸਟਾਫ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਜਰਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਿਨ ਹੀ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ ਘੁੰਮਦੇ ਆ 24/7 ਗੁੰਡੇ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਤੱਕ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਦੇਸੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਗੱਡੀ 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਲੈਸ ਅਸਲੇ ਨਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਮਿਸ ਨਾ ਏਮ ਰੱਖਾਂ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਬੀਮ ਤੇਰੀ ਬੈੜੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਚੜਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਫੀਮ ਲੀਨ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਆ ਮੱਠੀ ਆਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਲਹਿਰ ਚੌਥੇ ਪੈਰ ਮੇਰਾ।
Many of the Intersession films explore the idea of legacy, how people leave a lasting impact on the communities and the families around them. In 2018, the program produced a film about 2 passionate individuals, Maxim Mazunder and Cheryl Stagg.
It's amazing, isn't it? This desire to create something.
Maxim, do you have any idea what time it is?
Yes, I know, darling. Don't worry about that. Darling, we're off to a good start. Why Newfoundland? Why not?
Maxim, why do you work so hard?
You feel comfortable supporting this crowd?
I spent my life as an actor, writer, director, dreamer. Because for us, the impossible is possible.
Hey, remember that story Dad told? About the lights in the woods? It is seen in the night season, and seemeth to go before men, or to follow them, leading them out of their way onto waters and other dangerous places.
Must have heard that story 30 times. That and every other stupid story he ever told.
Dad liked to tell stories. That's who he was. And it's part of our culture if you've forgotten.
All right, so we're fortunate enough to be joined here by another graduate of the program, Mr. Raymond Campbell. Raymond, how are you doing, and welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm doing great. And how are you, John?
Doing very, very good, thank you. Raymond, it's such a thrill for me personally to have you in because I got to instruct you on two of our Intersession films,
yes.
The Impossible Dream and I Dare Say. And, you know, this is when the program was changing a little bit where first and second year students would get to work together. I want you to tell me, what was that like, having the opportunity to work on two Intersession films?
It was a lot of pressure, of course, and obviously I started off in a pretty high role. I was a focus puller on the Impossible Dream, so you know it's a high stress environment for a first year student. But I think I nailed it, and yeah, we did pretty good.
Yeah. And then I would certainly say that you nailed it. I just want to like jump in there. And then you were actually the director of photography on I Dare Say. What was that like?
That was really exciting. I believe more so the camera op side of things than director of photography, but that was really exciting. It was nice to operate. It was nice to get all the shots. One of my favorite shots is when we were in the woods, and I believe they just played it in the trailer, and we were kind of doing handheld, and I was going around like that. It was stressful because of all the roots and branches, but again, I nailed it. So.
That's a proper thing. It was really cool. And yes, that was. I was so afraid that you were going to trip over or something there, but no, you didn't. You did nail it. And you know, I want to say now, you know, to you know, looking back, what did those Intersession films mean to you as a student? Like. It must have been a great learning experience, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was a great learning experience. You know, I came into the program after making some of my own films, just personal stuff, and not knowing much about lighting or any of the other technical things that go into it. But through the school and through Peter and Keith and yourself, I learned a lot of things in the technical world, and now I'm actually a technician in the professional industry. So
that's so wonderful to hear, and you know, thank you there for mentioning myself and Peter and Keith. Yeah, because you're now working at CNA as well, and now you get a different role with the Intersession film, so it's just a continuation. That must feel pretty cool, huh?
It is very great, and with the new film school, it's nice to work with them, and I take care of all of the equipment, which is a great responsibility, a great role. I get to work with all the students, I get to teach them how to use certain things, and then on top of that, I get to come out here every year and work on the Intersession with you guys as well, so it feels like a nice throwback.
Absolutely. I was going to say as well here as we're wrapping this interview up, The Impossible Dream and I Dare Say both had sellouts at the Arts and Culture Center. What was that like as a student to see your work and a sellout crowd, 400 people, and get to witness the art that you got to create? What was that like?
That felt fantastic because going into it, it's like, yes, we put a lot of work into the pre-production, the production, and the post-production. But then something else I learned that I wasn't completely realizing at the time, but all the work that goes into the event coordination as well that Peter helps us through. And it just makes such a massive difference when we do all of that extra work. We put the signage up out, like, you know, the billboards and stuff like that. And for those people to show up and view our work and, you know, stand up, clap at the end of it, is just like, it really makes you feel empowered and it makes you feel special that you've actually done something like that and it's on the big screen.
Wow, so well said, Raymond. So well said. We've got to wrap it up here for now. Thank you so much for coming in, though. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And what we're going to do now, we're going to go introduce you to Randy Burt, who was an actor in numerous Intersession films throughout the years. So, Randy, let's take it away.
My name is Randy Burt. I was lucky enough to be involved with the film program for 7-8 years. My first Intersession film was the Maddie Mitchell film. I guess it was one of the more grander Intersession films. You know, we went to Grossmorn, we got to stay at the Bond Bay Marine Institute. Just being there in Grossmorn and shooting a film like that was really great. Just so many memories from being on those film sets. At any moment during those films, it could seem like the whole thing was going sideways because weather not cooperating, like Grossmorn Mountain being hidden behind a bank of fog on the only day that was available to get the shot, you know, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you know, when things like that were happening, it was also really cool to just sit back and watch everybody troubleshoot and figure out, okay, so this is what's going wrong. This prop is broken. This is not right. The little things to the big things, and watching everybody figure out, how do we fix this? How do we overcome it? And just watching everything just go from complete chaos to, we're good, let's continue. Like, those were the moments that I loved so much. As they're doing this, they're learning what their strengths are. They're learning, you know, am I a better camera operator? Is that something I want to do? Do I want to direct? Do I want to just be part of the, you know, do I want to be part of the film crew? Grip, lighting, all this kind of thing. And you watch them, you know, experimenting and growing. And at the same time, I'm getting to experiment and I'm getting to grow as an actor and a performer. Sorry. I think what stands out the most for me, it's probably two-sided. So there was the fact that during that whole time, I worked in the finance department at the college. So working in a department like that, I would not have had any real direct impact on a student's, you know, path in their, you know, educational journey. But by being involved in the films, it allowed me to do that. It allowed me to help a student directly, and that was one of the big things that I liked about it so much, that I was able to contribute to a lot of the students, you know, their education and the, you know, to help them get on the path for what they want to do. But on the other side of that, I mean, it also, for me, it was, well, I got to try, you know, film acting that I had never done before. So, you know, it just allowed me to get involved with a whole different medium, which was amazing. They are, but they're not just an assignment. You know what I mean? Like every single one of them is a full production. It's a set like any other film set anywhere in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, but also the students get to experience like the excitement of being on a film set, but they also get to experience the pressure and the stress of what it's like to be on a professional film set. While it's being treated as professional, they're also still learning, and they can still, you know, they can experiment and try new things. They can make mistakes and learn from the mistakes on the set and then correct them right then and there, and, you know, continue. And I feel like that balance is not something you're going to get anywhere else. So I moved to Halifax in 2020, and all of those films gave me the confidence to put myself out there, to go and send in self-tapes, or to go to auditions for commercials or background work for TV and movies and stuff. And I mean, I've done some commercials, I've done some background work, and I'm pretty sure that if I hadn't done all those films with the students, that wouldn't have been something I would have even considered doing when I got here. You know, that last night on How Far I'll Go, and talking to you guys about, you know, how at least for the foreseeable future, this is it. Like that's a wrap on Randy for a long time. And it just how that hit me, like we're done for now.
Why do you have to go there?
The Earth is becoming less safe to live on every year.
The time that I spent with the students doing the films, it's a chapter of my life that I'll never forget, that I'll always be grateful for, and I miss it.
Historical storytelling remained at the heart of the Intersession Film Project, with films like Shauna Diffit and the Sandy Point Pirates. These productions required students to move beyond the camera and into the archives, researching real events, historical figures, and the communities that shaped Newfoundland and Labrador's past. From studying historical documents to recreating period settings and costumes, the process challenged the students to approach filmmaking as both artists and researchers. The result was a deep connection to the stories they were telling and the films that helped bring pieces of our shared history back to life on the screen. Up next, we're going to be joined by our last guest, a digital filmmaking graduate who is no stranger to diving deep into the history books.
Red Indian. This woman is Beothic? Sean, what did it? That's your name, young lady? I merely wish to understand what happened. White men in your camp. How many of your people are left? You don't know?
Greetings. My name is John Payton.
Nancy April. That's her name now.
Hello? They took Mary March to become a translator. She was your relative, correct?
You saved us all.
Do you understand?
Travis Lucas is a graduate and continued supporter of the students of the Digital Filmmaking program. In 2023, he worked on Shauna Diffit, helping to bring us back to the early 1800s with his production design. Then in 2024, he brought us back even further to the 1700s with the Sandy Point Pirates. Travis, welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, John. How are you?
Good. Thank you, my friend. I just want to say, first of all, from the students, your alumni from your year, and the other instructors, thank you so much for coming in today. It means the world to us.
It's no problem. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, happy to have you. And, first of all, I want to say, long before I met you, I was told that you were quite the fan of the Intersession Films long before you were ever a student. How did that start, and what was it like being a fan first?
Yeah, well, I guess it starts just naturally by having friends in the course ahead of you, right? So you just kind of end up seeing their Intersession films, and then by proxy, we kind of went back and watched them all, and I was just sort of interested in seeing films that were made here, right? Like in town. I thought that was the most interesting thing about it, because I had no idea anything like that was even happening, beyond, the little things that we were making. So it really opened up my concept of what was going on around town.
That's wonderful, Travis. I was gonna say, you've been out of school for a couple of years now. What have you been up to? What's been going on in your life right now?
Been doing a lot of small projects. Been trying to get some short films made. There's been a lot of writing, so there's a lot of scripts. Just need to find the time to sit down and get those pushed through to the end. So there's that. And recently we've got a film festival that we're trying to get going. And that's the Sandy Point Independent Film Festival, or SPIF. And that's going to be happening on May 9th at 7:30 at the Stephenville Arts and Culture Center. And that should be a fun night. We got a full reel. It's films from across the province. We've got stuff from Labrador. We got stuff from St. John's. We got a bunch of stuff from here. I think it's going to be a good show.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Well, I know I'll be there for sure. I was going to say, we profiled Shauna Dithit, Sandy Point Pirates, both period pieces. Tell me, you had played such an integral role in both films. What was the hardest part of doing period pieces? They've got to be super challenging.
Yeah. The hardest part, all of us. There is no part of it that is easy when it comes to trying to make 2023, 24 look like it's 1,000 years prior. There's no easy way of doing that, and I'd say our main method for doing that was just not shooting in any town, right? Like what Shauna did was mostly shot on a golf course.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of trees and grass and whatnot.
Travis, you know what? I cannot wait to hear about that further. I'm being told that we're running out of time a little bit. However, I do want to ask you.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
What's next? Well, actually, John, see, I'm supposed to be directing Intersession this year. And so that's quite the step. That's quite the step forward.
Congratulations. Well, there you have it, folks. Our new director for our Intersession film. Welcome aboard. And I know our students are in very good hands with you. So congrats.
Thank you very much.
Can't wait to work with you.
Can't wait to work with you.
Perfect. Beautiful. Well, there we have it, guys. There we got to speak with Travis, and we have our new director for our 15th annual Intersession film.
You're probably wondering why I called you all here. Did you solve Christoph's murder? Come on, shouldn't you found something by now?
You've been investigating for weeks.
Richard? You were Christoph's number 2 in a smuggling operation. Now, you're running the show. Zachary? You and Christoph were both in love with Suzanne. With him dead, you were free to pursue your heart's desire. Suzanne? You were the sole beneficiary of Christoph's life insurance policy. Now you're on easy street.
Sounds to me like any one of us could have done it.
Indeed. Any one of you could have done it. But last night I found the final piece of the puzzle.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Line.
Cut!
welcome back. For 14 years, the Intersession Film Project has been more than just a semester of filmmaking. It has been a place where stories are discovered, skills are forged, and a community of filmmakers begin to shape. Each year, students step into new roles, take creative risks, and work together to bring ambitious ideas to life. From the first film in 2011 to the many that followed, these productions have captured pieces of our history, our culture, and the voices of a new generation of storytellers. And now with the 15th Intersession film just around the corner, the tradition continues. We'd like to thank the students who produced this program as part of their live television course, the alumni and guests who shared their stories with us tonight, and the many members of the community who continue to show up year after year to support these films. Your encouragement, your participation, and your belief in these young filmmakers have made this project possible. Without that support, none of these stories could have been brought to the screen. From all of us here at the Digital Filmmaking program, thank you for watching and for being a part of this journey.
I put my heart and soul into everything I created, and I never stopped thinking about what I could tell next.
This is 12C, take 1.
I have a vested interest in your project, yes. I'm Maddie Mitchell's great-grandson. He was a folk hero and family legend many years before anyone ever heard of him. Within his immediate family, his descendants, we knew who he was. And a lot of other people did too. But now, much to my pleasure, Maddie's stories are coming out.
This desire to create is something we can't explain, but something we know is embedded into our souls. We always attempt to create some sort of emotion within all of you.
Every Intersession film needs to have a pool sequence, because I like to swim.
Action.
We are on the Maddie Mitchell Trail.
All right, what's going on? What's going on?
I'm wet.
Okay. On the home.
I'm also wet.
On Intersession movie 2024. On the 2023 Intersession film.
All right, no, it's a wrap. That's a wrap on Principal Photography.
And we continue to live out our lives as dreamers, because for us, the impossible is possible.